Hello, for this video, I will be walking through your first module in your EDI 432 or EDI 532 Literacy in the Content Areas Part 2 course. Right now I'm in the dashboard, and if I want to go to the course modules, I'm going to come over here to the course menu over here on the left-hand side, and I'm going to go to where it says course modules. And when you open that up, this is where you will find all of the content and drop boxes you will need for this course. This module, Module 1, is our Welcome Week. It runs from August 30th to September 4th, with the initial discussion board posts due September 2nd. You'll notice that the initial discussion board posts are due 2 days prior to the end of the module so that your peers have time to respond. This module does close on September 6th, meaning any work that is not completed before September 6th may not be turned in unless an extension has been granted. And if you watch the syllabus video, you will understand how important it is to get an extension from me and how easy it is to get. So if you find that September 4th rolls around and you're not going to be able to turn your work in on time, please let me know so that you can still have until September 6th or have time after September 6th to turn it in. Again, this module is running August 30th through September 4th. If you click on this folder, it'll open up to this page here. And within this folder is all of the content and materials you will need for this course, along with the drop boxes. If you come to the top, the very first thing you will see is the printable module outline. And when you click on this, it'll open up this Google Doc here. What I like about Google Docs is the fact that it has this handy dandy document outline. So if you see this icon here, you can click it and it will take you to the various sections of the module. What's nice about this is you'll be able to find exactly what you need without having to scroll. For example, I want to just check out the Module 1 groups one more time. I can click on this without having to scroll and it will take me right there. If I want to come back to the top, I just simply click on it and you will have that opportunity. Because we are going to be working mostly out of Blackboard, I will jump back over to this page here, which is the one that you will see. For this first module, I provided this organizer, which I will provide for every module. I do recommend not printing them off, but downloading them as digital documents so that you have access to them. And basically the way things are numbered is if you look at this, it says 1.4. That is basically just referring to the module number and the assignment number. So 1.4 is Module 1, Assignment 4. And I wanted to keep it organized so that you can see everything that you need to accomplish. Next is the module overview chart, which tells you the dates. It tells you the in-person class that we have, the module activities, as well as the standards we are meeting for the CEC, InTask, ISTE, and ILA standards. For this one right here, we will be meeting in person on Thursday, September 2nd at 3:30 p.m. in Cooper 004. It is an hour and 15-minute class. We'll spend some time getting to know each other during that session. I recommend before our first in-person class, you have watched the syllabus video and have gone through this module so that if you have any questions, you can bring it to our attention. I'll allow you to read through. I'm going to go through the module overview more in detail down below, and I encourage you to look at the standards that we are meeting for our accreditation and certification needs. The very first thing you will do for this is, for this course, is look at the syllabus and look at the way Blackboard is organized. The syllabus has a lot of important information in it, and I've also included a video explanation, much like I'm doing here. I recommend watching the videos at 1.5 speed through YouTube, just because I do think it speeds up the process and makes it a little bit more enjoyable. After that, this is where it gets a little differentiated. You're going to look at Digital Citizen and how you can start becoming a participant in a professional learning network, a PLN, if you have not heard of that before. If you did have me in 431 or 531, then you're going to start here. And this is where you're going to look at your use of Twitter and your use of a PLN. And you're going to evaluate what you've done in this Digicit evaluation. Okay, I did include the refresher information in case you can't remember what we talked about. But if you were in my class already, you will complete this task. If you did not have me for 431 or 531 and you had a different instructor, that's perfectly okay. This is where you'll be introduced then, maybe your other professor introduced you already, to the idea of a professional learning network. I really have created a list of people that you can follow, articles to read and why it's important, and also some videos that help get you started. I do ask that you review this Digicit guide that I've provided right here. I wrote this article a little bit ago and then updated it recently. I included articles to read and videos to watch, as well as how to create your own professional Twitter, and then the starter pack of who to follow. Okay. You will then complete this 1.2 reflection page, which is basically telling me your name, your content area, and then what you understood from the readings. I have 3 big questions. Okay, what surprised you? What challenged, changed, or confirmed your thinking? And then what did the author already think you knew? As you're reading, you can put parenthetical citations throughout. And then at the very end, you will add your professional Twitter name, which is your handle, and the description that you wrote. Okay, so that's part 1.2. After 1.2, you're going to look at the collaboration norms for this class. What's kind of cool is we're going to be working digitally as well as in person. And I want to make sure that we're feeling like we are a community. It's always kind of weird at the beginning of the semester because no one really knows each other, or we haven't seen each other in so long because of COVID. So we're going to try to reconnect and rekindle this sense of community. Your collaboration norms are really to encourage you, to challenge each other by asking questions and using the texts, not your own personal opinions, but using the texts as the basis for your comments. When you're interacting with other people in the class, I do ask that you are thoughtful and respectful and remain encouraging. It can be really easy to be judgmental, but there really is no place in education for that. And I do encourage you to build each other up rather than tear each other down. It is okay to disagree, just be professional about it. Remember, we are here to learn together. None of us are the be-all end-all expert. So in order to create an environment where everyone is comfortable sharing ideas, come at this class or come at the content with humility and with an open mindset to learn new material. Even if you already know something, ask yourself, how can I really grow my own understanding of whatever the topic is that we are discussing? For our first module, your first module groups will actually be your content area. So my math folks, you'll find other math folks. Science, you'll work with the science people. History or social studies, you'll work together. English and foreign language. You'll all virtually introduce yourselves here. And then when we meet together in person, you'll have a chance to really connect, hopefully. Right here, you are going to be creating what we call a deliverable, something that you can use in your classroom. So I'm using this task right here, this 1.5, introducing yourself, as a way for me to get to know you and for your classmates to get to know you, as well as something you can use during that first week of student teaching. So, or in your own classroom when you are hired. One of the very first things you're going to want to do is introduce yourself to the caregivers of your students. And an easy way to do that, instead of printing out 100 different copies of something, you can digitally share this document after some modifications, or you can print it off and send it home. Okay. This is posted in a discussion board so that everybody can check out your deliverable. Okay. And then you're going to actually make sure that you title your post first name, last initial, and then your group number. So, and actually that should say math or content area. So I actually need to edit that. Introducing yourself directions are very simple, and I do believe there is an example that I created for you. So I go through the philosophy. Why am I asking you to do this? And basically, it is because that homeschool connection is so important. Okay. I taught in public school for a number of years, and that homeschool connection with those caregivers is one of the most important things that you can do. And this deliverable that you're creating right now can be that first connection piece. So basically, what you're doing is you're going to create a pamphlet or an infographic or a slide, something that's multimodal and visual that shares who you are and your education philosophy. Required information should include your name, your pronunciation of your name, and your pronouns. Okay. I add here some information if you wanted to share this with parents as well. If you're certified or your specializations, please make sure that you include a professional picture of yourself, your teaching philosophy, and contact information. Some other interesting things that you could include would be your units or topics that you love, teaching techniques or hobbies. And then when you're considering your formatting, choose headings that are in fonts that are ADA accessible. I have more information here. Make sure your layout is engaging. There's not too much white space or not enough white space. Make sure there's a balance of images and texts. Have a mixture of bullets and paragraphs. Refrain from dark backgrounds that waste people's ink and also are hard to read. If you're super fancy, you can create the Bitmoji classroom, which I just think is so cute. And then I really do want you to stay away from teachers pay teachers. And I linked an article here. Okay, I want you to try to start creating on your own. It doesn't mean you can't give credit to somebody that, you don't have to get all the ideas from your own brain, but stay away from those templates. If you use a template from there, I will not give you credit. I did right here provide an example as a guide. I did this for a number of reasons. Number one, I wanted to make sure you got to know me. And I also wanted to make sure you could see what a professional example would look like. Okay, so I have my name, my pronunciation, and my pronouns. You'll notice that I had the hyperlink there so that if parents were like, oh, what does that mean? They can connect there. I have our connected piece with my PLN information. I have an about me, certifications, and my hobbies, as well as my philosophy in education. Okay, so if you're ever wondering, hey, what does that even look like? I shared it there. And again, this was just a Google slide. Let me just see, where did I put it? Right here. This is just a Google slide that I then turned into printed it to PDF. And that was something that I could share with my teachers. Yeek. Oh, poop. Here we go. Sorry about that. And then once you've done that, this will be due on September 2nd at 11:59 p.m. Please make sure you post it with your content area as well as your first name, last initial. And then what you're going to do is 1.6 is you're going to view the post from your group members and comment or make a connection or just inquire on their post. Okay, you can also reach out to other content area members if that works for you, but keep in mind it is not required. Only have to reach out necessarily to your content area at this time. So that is your first module right here. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to me. Please make sure if you watched the video, then you're hearing me say that. Hopefully you've watched the video, and I hope you have a wonderful start to your fall semester, and I cannot wait to get started working with you. Have a wonderful, wonderful first week.